What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. Yes, we are back again for another round of the AOR Oceania here in the F1 tier. We're here for round 11, as you can see, at the German Grand Prix. Fortunately, we don't have any results from last season because it wasn't in the game last season. It was back in 2016. There's a quick reminder of the championship points. There's 10 points at the top of the table, Greek and New Zealand Ryan. 62 points between Williams and Ferrari, and of course, us Haas boys are currently 9th in the table. We want to make some moves up the table pretty soon, and as well up in the Drivers' Championship as well, because we are well and truly down the order at the moment. Just getting out of Greek Masters' way for the time being. I think he was on a hot lap, so, and hence why you can see that right now, because he's just at the fastest lap of qualifying so far. But anyway, like I mentioned, here for round 11 at the German Grand Prix. We're feeling a little bit more confident going into this one compared to what occurred back in SRL, where I just had absolutely no pace whatsoever at the end of the race. I thought I had fairly decentish pace, but in the end it just turned out to nothing there. So made some dramatic changes to the setup compared to what I used on in SRL. Anyway, I think I remember going back to one front wing, but I can't remember again. I don't remember the full setups. It's probably in my inventory somewhere, but anyway, we're coming across the line. We go P3 for the moment. It's a 1:13.750, and we're basically letting New Zealand Ryan go through at the moment. As you can tell, we are on the medium tyres here, so that was basically the cool down lap, and basically the plan was to have go for one run, cool down, and go for another one, which is basically what I'm doing at the moment. So you can see we're dropping down to P4. Obviously, I did learn a little bit you could say it was a mistake going on to the two-stop strategy. I mean, it was worth a try anyway, so, but we're going to go for the more settled strategy for this one around Hockenheim. So, anyway, we're nearing the end of our second qualifying run on the medium tyres. We're about nearly 8 tenths quicker compared to our quickest time at the current moment. We should, hopefully, maybe get into the 12s if we get across the line now. And we do go into the 12s at a 12.955, which puts us P2 at the current moment. The moment it's
hitting this lap then, and come into the pits at the end of this lap.
And yeah, pretty much just boxing this lap, obviously. The quick man at the moment is actually that bloke we just got past, Quicksilver, who's on going for the ultra soft tyres thing at the moment. So, anyway, we'll come back in to get off these medium tyres, and we'll be going on to a set of soft tyres.
Our best lap so far is a 1:12.9.
So basically, as I take all the fuel out, I wasn't sure exactly how much to take out, but I think I left enough just in case for 2 runs, or I may have left it for 1 run, I can't remember. But we do drop back down to P4, obviously. There's a few other guys that have made some lap times, obviously. DRC Jarrett and Tim Amanek himself got in a couple of spots before me. There's a few others that have still yet to set lap times, including New Zealand Ryan, who, of course, usually leaves it pretty late. But waited a long time, actually, to get a bit of, well, basically to the end, pretty much the end of the session, really, to basically only going to do the one time run around this circuit anyway. I mean, you don't really want to burn up your soft tyres too much. I mean, you can do 2 runs on these tyres, but it's basically best option, I think, is to just try to go for maybe try on the first run, but you do have to get your tyres up to temperature really quickly. So here we go, going through flat through, well, not quite flat through turn 1 there, but it, again, sort of taking it a little bit cautiously, because like I mentioned in the previous one, you don't want to go too wide there, because you'll easily lose your lap time big time if you cut that corner. But anyway, at the moment we are going quicker at the moment. We're about 0.13 of a second quicker than the lap time, up to the hairpin, nice and tight. Go straight up in the second gear, obviously, just to avoid the wheel spin here. Wasn't real keen on the idea of going into first gear here. Now coming into the Mercedes grandstand area here at turn 8. Nice and tight through here. Mode 1 or 2 way, get as close as you can to the curb, because it easily get a nice flow through into the corner of turn 10. Now turn 11, which has caused me a few dramas. If you run too wide, you'll easily invalidate your lap time. We do go a little bit quicker as well. We're nearly about 4 tenths up compared to my previous fastest lap at the moment. holding it through 5th gear here through the final couple of corners, because I don't think it's worth it going through 6th gear through there, using every single bit of curve as you can, come across the line. We do gain 1 spot, go up in the P7 there. It was a 112.083, which is about nearly 9 tenths quicker than the previous lap time on the mediums, obviously. But we do at the end, because there's a few other guys that improved, actually drop down to P8. So, I mean, not too bad. My teammate is actually, I think he buggered up his run in the final run, so hence why he's starting on Ultra Softs in top 10. Quicksilver got pole ahead of New Zealand Ryan and V-Fens and Tim Matic in the second row. Then you got Greek and Master Berserk, and then obviously the Jared in front. Rain in front of me. Jared, but it's time for the German Grand Prix.
As much space as possible today. There's likely to be trouble down into turn 1.
Definitely going to be some trouble for sure. Thank you, Jeff. Free welcome, guys and girls, to the grid for the German Grand Prix. Completely fine skies for the race. Race strategy-wise, as you can see on screen, it's a pretty simple one-stop. Obviously, going from soft tyres to medium tyres. Obviously, the guys on ultra soft tyres, which includes my teammate and obviously Quicksilver on pole position, they'll probably have to go on the 2-stop if they want to get through to the end of the race.
Power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
Thank you, Jeff. I may have got my timings a little bit mixed up beforehand before getting to the AOR intro, so apologies about that one. But both the Williams guys got disqualified. We had another ghosting moment there, like we did with HO back in Austria. We had him over there with DRC Jared, obviously with the Merc, seeing what we can find inside, but wasn't too much.
Sequence will begin as soon as the...
But here we go. We're all set here for round 11 here at the German Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Longish hole, but let's do it around the Hockenheim ring. It's a fairly decent start compared to Rain beside us. Master Berserk going side by side with Greek. There's a few guys, both the Williams boys had to take the extra bit of road there, going into turn 1 there. But have a look at the inside of the Greek, who's sort of lagging a little bit from me. I don't know personally whether it's me or him, but it was lagging pretty badly. Now we lose the spot actually to DRC Jared, who's putting a bit of attack up here on Rain in front. I thought about going up the middle here, but I thought that'd be a bit risky here. As you can see, well, my screen Greek is red Xing for me. It looks like Fens and Master Berserk may have got together there, but yeah, you can see Chris continuing on with now going sort of side by side here with Greek, even though he still says he's red Xing for me, but get the braking a little bit mixed up there and take the back of Rain, and DRC Jared's been spun around, go around the long way, and we actually get an illegal overtake on Rain there, which I still don't understand why I got one there, but yeah, we now got front wing damage here, so that's really compromised our race here. So lose the spot to DRC Jared. We'll have to take the 5-second stop-go penalty. There's, I mean, what other choice did I have, really? Some of this the game is so glitchy here, but I even just said to Laggy, I just have to come in because I cannot sustain this front wing damage any longer. So come straight into the pit lane on lap 1. So this soft to medium strategy that I was sort of planning is sort of a little bit gone out the window here. So we have to wait an extra 5 seconds here, which is not going to help because both DLG Gamble and Prez BC have come into the lane. Now I think, all of us I think have got damage, but I think both these guys in front are actually going to jump ahead of me. See, Gamble I think gets ahead of Prez, and obviously don't lose too much time to Prez, which I was sort of maybe like I was expecting it to be a little bit worse, but anyway, we do sort of come back out in peak 13, which is definitely not the plan. So
let's turn up the
we run very, very wide again through turn 10. It was doing that quite a lot in SRL, but yeah, again, AOR is a little bit different. We actually went purple there through sector 1. I think DRC Jared, you've probably seen the foreground there, or you can probably see on the mini-map, did come in for a pit stop. I think he and DLG Gamble are having a little bit of a battle here. As you can see, I think Jared's got well and truly ahead here. So we'll have to probably check a replay of what happened there. But I sort of think I am involved in that one. But my teammate's now in, and Quicksilver's pitted and also retired out of the race. So, yeah, I mean, both myself and Laggy, we were probably a little bit puzzled as to why that happened. But of course, if you've watched Ben's video, you would have known about this sort of teams drama that's being brought out already. That's been going on for a little bit here in the Oceania region. But here we go. We're going to get past here with the help of DRS up the inside here of Prez BC. Take a nice tight line here to make sure he doesn't tidy over and under. And we get it pretty much done. So we're now up into P11 here. Get a little bit on the grass there, but I don't think really Prez puts up much of a fight there. So we go purple through sector 2 there and actually get the first corner cutting warning through there. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long recovery drive for sure. He's the replay now on board with Greek Master. It looks like pretty even at the start there between Ryan and Quicksilver, but you see Greek obviously had to go wide out there, so did Fens, because obviously had Master Berserk alongside him. Both get a warning for those incidents. Well, you could say going wide, but here's a replay now on board with Benjamin, Tim Marnik, otherwise known as he goes up the inside. He obviously probably had the line there. I mean, yes, you could understand fans going side by side through there, but I mean, it's going to be inevitable that probably Ben's going to go up the inside here and he squeezes him out here and he gets that spot done. So obviously puts Ben up onto the podium for now, and I don't think it'll be too long before Ryan puts a bit of pressure here on Quicksilver going into the hairpin. Tries to do a bit of a crisscross here. Quicksilver goes in a bit deep here. If you probably watch Ben's video, you probably understand ultra soft tyres probably do not last too long. But I mean, Quicksilver did put up a little bit of a fight, but Ryan did clear him there. But again, back aboard with Ryan. You see Quicksilver going for a big dive bomb, but it never really worked out. When you're going through the tighter line there, like I did, you do not go in way too deep there. But he's a replay on board with Ben. There goes Quicksilver. Doesn't really work out. And obviously, Ben will take full advantage of that one. And I think also Quicksilver may have given the spot to Fens as well. So, yeah, that's the way it goes. So, anyway, side by side on board here, with Master Berserk. So, obviously there was a little bit of calamity going on with him, and I think V-Fens here at the hairpin. So obviously Berserk in the middle of the road nearly gets caught up with Ben. Obviously Fens gives a little bit of a tap there and gets the spots on him there. So I don't know whether you say it's controversial or not, but you make the judge. You be the judge of that one. But again, my teammate, I can't remember whether he had another lag start or not, but he didn't get the greatest of starts to this race. So obviously on board now with DLG Gamble, going into turn 2. So he's pretty much got a whole watching brief here, and probably the same can be said for Neon Trito behind here. So you can see, obviously, Jared getting past myself here, and obviously I'm trying to get the slipstream, sort of you could say getting the slipstream on Rain there. Again, quarterback going up the middle here, but Gamble tries to go around the outside, nearly slams into the back of DRC Jared. Now, obviously, Rick is not red Xing for Gamble, so it must just be me or something. I do not know, but this is what actually happened here. So you can see I missed my braking marker. I slam into Rain, and it's sort of like a bit of the domino effect. It sort of slams. Poor old DLG Gamble just had nowhere to go there. So he's now got front wing damage, and I think he's going to have to come in and pit. There goes Laggy up the inside. Very nice move for DLG Gamble. Sorry, not DJ. For Laggy, I should say, but it's obviously the replay of the pit stop. So obviously, front wing changes are plenty going on in the pit lane, and of course, I had to wait the extra 5 seconds. I think Prez probably had to get a front wing change as well. It's probably hard to tell from that one, but another replay now from a Neon Trito. You see my teammate just went nowhere there. So again, I possibly think it's another lag start because he had one back at the last round at the British Grand Prix, which, by the way, if you have not seen that video, please do check that one out. There'll be probably a link to it probably at the end of the video, like I always do. At the end, the end screen probably. the end cards. Oh, very sideways there for Neon. Trying to get by on Pres BC, but you probably see in the foreground there. Like I was mentioning, we'll see on board here with Neon. Managing to avoid all the chaos. Look at Laggy taking positions right, left, and centre. But yeah, like I was saying, it was sort of like the domino effect, because at the time I had no idea what was going on. It wasn't until after the race where DRC Jared, you should have seen the Twitter chat, because he was literally pissed off, and I don't blame him. So here we go. This is Jared obviously coming out of the pits, and Gamble going side by side with him going into turn 2 here. So I literally said this was pretty close, and I wasn't wrong. So obviously Gamble got the move done originally, but obviously Jared's got a heap more pace than him at the moment, and there you go. That's the up into position, into the points basically for DRC Jared. I think Gamble maybe had a look here up the inside, but no. But like I was saying, it was sort of like the domino effect, but because I slammed, obviously I missed my braking point, slam into Rain, which obviously sort of slammed into DRC Jared. So yeah, I was pretty much the one at fault for that one. As Quicksilver, just, well, I don't know whether the front wing damage was something to do with the retirement or other things, which was rumoured apparently. But anyway, as you can see now, Ben and Fens are battling away here for position 2. And it looks like these guys are going to fight it out pretty well. Obviously, Ryan ahead is still pulling away here. Got a bit of a gap there. He's nearly at the Mercedes-Benz Grandstand. But obviously, Fens got the inside line here. These two are nearly going to go side by side to give each other racing room. Has to take a lot of curb there. Nearly pushed him wide. Has to take the extra bit of track there, I think, there's Fens. But again, he has a look here up the inside into turn 6. But misjudges a big time there. And there you go. That's an easy move for Ben back up the inside and back up into making a Ferrari 1-2. But here's a replay behind. Apologies about if there's no audio for Neon Tridome's footage. Did get this footage out of the Google Drive, but some unknown reason my Sony Vegas program doesn't recognize the audio, so apologies about that one. But this is sort of him battling away here with Rain. There is sort of a bit of lag occurring on his screen as well. So here he goes up the inside. He locks up. Does he make the corner? But sort of gets the drive there as well, and gets the move done on Rain for position 6, I think this was. But back to us on lap 6 there. And now on to lap 7, chasing down, obviously, DLG Gamble in front here. And yeah, finishing off the point, basically, I was the cause of the incident with sort of the domino effect from hitting the back of Rain, and obviously Rain hitting into DRC Jared. So, yeah, that was totally my fault. I did apologise to Jared, but yeah, he was pretty furious, not going to lie. But we sorted all that. It's fine. But here we go, battling away with Gamble. Going to go right around the outside here into the hairpin, which is probably not an ideal way to do it, but we get it. Get a lot of traction coming out of that corner, and yeah, some unknown reason there was Gamble just didn't probably have the drive or something coming out of there, but yeah, we'll probably see when we see his footage in a second. You'll probably understand why he sort of dropped back a little bit here. So I'm just going to switch around. Here we go. So here's a replay on board with Gamble. They're going into the hairpin there. Obviously takes the tighter line. I'm going right around the outside. He probably thinks he can get the drive on this corner, but there is a little bit of contact there. I think that's more lag. I think probably from my part on that one, because I had literally no idea I had tangled with Gamble there. So apologies to Gamble for that one, but yeah, don't really know how to explain it well. But now Fens finally clears Ben up into position 2, and obviously Ben goes back into P3. But continuing on now, lap 9, that is definitely a quarter cut, and that's the first time penalty of the race. But like I mentioned,
dropping back by about 0.3 a lap.
Yeah, we started to pull away from DLG Gamble. There's a little bit of a battle grid forming where pretty much us four at the moment. Obviously, it's got my teammate Laggy in front, and you got myself, DLG Gamble, and Pres BC here. But now we're pretty much lining up my teammate here for position 9 here, and we weren't going to really fight this one too hard here. So going to take the inside line here. Obviously, doing pretty much similar to what we did to Pres, making sure obviously Laggy doesn't get the crisscross, and we get the move done. So obviously, from memory, I think Laggy had to come in as well to obviously get his front wing changed, I think, from memory. So that's why he's on the soft tyre. So should be quick for the rest of this race. But this is in the next lap, actually. DLG Gamble, the inside here at the hairpin, nearly just overshoots it a little bit there. But these two are now going to go side by side. Gamble sort of nudges himself in front here. Laggy's still keeping it in there. Going right around the outside into the Mercedes-Benz grandstand. Should have the line through here. But to be fair, Laggy puts up a bit of a fight here. I think he may have got this done now as Gamble, so update.
The car in front is 6.3 seconds. We're dropping back by around 4/10 a lap. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:15.0. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
I mean, it was pretty much all good for updating on DRC Jarrett, but it was probably going to be a long shot because I knew how much pace that he had for this race. But there was battling going on behind here. Laggy sent it up the inside here. Nice move at the hairpin. Back on Gamble, and obviously Prez is not far behind here either. So does Gamble fight back here up into the Mercedes-Benz grandstand. Laggy goes in a little bit deep there. We get a good run through here. Does Gamble? He might have a think about it going in through here. Not quite. But what about turn 11 here? I don't think he's really close enough here, to settle back in and try to get that spot again. That's now onto lap 13 we go, as now Prez has actually left the session there. I think he actually disconnected from the session there, so we'll get a replay of that a little bit later on. But onto lap 14 we go. You see Rain's now in the pits. Now I was sort of thinking, yeah, maybe this is probably
behind is 2.5 seconds.
Thank you, Jeff, as always, for the update.
The gap to the car ahead is 8.1 seconds.
Yeah, obviously Jarrett's gap is massive at the moment. The tyres are starting to feel the pinch at the moment here, but like I was saying, for obviously Rain coming in, I thought it was maybe a little bit early, as we have a little bit of an oversteer moment through there, but yeah, I thought it was a little bit early for coming in, for obviously getting off the soft tyres onto the medium tyres. Probably doable, but you're going to have to nurse your tyres to the end. So this is what actually happens. So Prez got a little bit of air time there, but I looks at things. But yeah, you can just see that it was red Xing. The guys in front were sort of red Xing a little bit as well. So he actually got a 3-second time penalty as well. But you're sort of trying to fix things up as quick as you can. But it's all sort of in vain here because he loses connection. I don't know whether that was his internet or Xbox Live or what, or I don't know. But here he goes again. We go again. Laggy running deep there at the hairpin. And there you go. Gamble gets that move done up into position 9, I think, in this race. And obviously Laggy back into 10th. Now, here comes the rest of the pit stops. This is maybe probably around the time where you want to come in for the pit stop. So this is obviously Ben, Greek, Master Berserk, I think, is also in as well. So most of these guys go into mediums. Ben comes out well and truly in front. Now, you probably remember Greek was actually second in that group, but Master Berserk, I think, actually jumps him there. So obviously a very good pit stop, and of course maybe the glitchy pit stop was as well, which holds us for an extra second. This is on board, thanks to Quicksilver as well for the footage for this one. You can see the pit stops here. He's probably watching Master Berserk here. You can see, obviously, Master Berserk gets let go, then obviously Greek gets let go after that. So, yeah, I don't know whether that was glitch.
Push hard on the in-lap.
Yeah, literally I was pushing as much as I could just to, because obviously this was going to be the pit stop lap, as you could probably tell DLG Gamble's come in. I think Laggy sort of gave me a bit of warning on that one, that it was going to happen. So obviously Rain is voluntarily well ahead of Gamble. So pretty much warned the team now that I was going to come in for the pit stop.
Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
And I nearly threw it all away there by just running a little bit wide and into the gravel, getting a little bit of oversteer, but thankfully kept it on the track here. But to be cautious here through into the pit lane. Sort of taking nice and cautiously here. We do pick up a little bit of gravel here, but it'd be interesting to see where we do pop out compared to Rain, who's obviously come in about 4 laps earlier, I think it was. But obviously Lag is continuing on because he's going to go a little bit longer. I think he'll probably come onto the mediums as well, but no stop from the Haas boys. Onto the medium tyres we go. It's literally going to be very close because Rain's coming through turn 1 right now, and look at the proximity arrow. We are literally not far from each other going into turn 2. Like I mentioned before, I'll probably go about 3-4 lap pressure tyres compared to Rain, so if we could probably get past him as quickly as we could, we probably could pull away here, maybe get some decent points. Obviously, my teammates still will come in, but we weren't really mucking around here going into the hairpin there, but just going to play cautiously here. Actually locked the brake there, which doesn't really help my run. So but we do still come out ahead of DLG Gamble as well. But replay on board now again with Ben. Obviously, he's got Neon Tree Dome ahead, who's still yet to pit, I believe. So starting on the medium tyres, I think he retired, obviously. He gets on the gravel. And that probably loses his momentum a little bit there to Neon in front there, but cutting it through into turn 1 here. Uses every single bit of road. Actually gets a penalty for his troubles as well. But he should, if he gets a good run out of here, as Neon runs a little bit wide coming out of turn 2 there, should get the run here up through, sorry, not turn 2, 3, turn 2, 3, and 4. Coming along the parabolic at turn 5, and he's got that well and truly done before then. But yeah, obviously Neon continuing on. This was the next lap actually, so he's now under attack from Master Berserk, and I think he wants to sort of clear him quickly because obviously he's got Greek not far behind him either as well. So obviously it wasn't quite close enough earlier on, but now he's finally close enough, and he should get this done up the inside. And there you go. That's Master Berserk up into P4, and Neon back to P5, and you'll probably see here as well that coming through, what is it, turn 7. I think Neon just pulls it off to the side here and lets Greek go through. As there's a little bit of a close call there. That would have been a bit awkward if those two had tangled. It probably wouldn't have helped Greek much because obviously he's still fighting for this championship fight. But anyway, Neon now finally comes in for the pit stop. I mean, you could say it's a little bit early, but it's probably roughly about close enough to get to the end on soft tyres. But I think he'll still, well, truly come out in 7th place. He's gone to the soft tyres, like I mentioned before. He's obviously well and truly behind DRC Jared, and I think you'll see he still comes out ahead of my teammates. So, yeah, he's pretty much on his own.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.5 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 5 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 15.6. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
So getting an update obviously on Rain in front there. We're pretty much even Stevens-wise on penalties because he's got 3 seconds. I've only got 3 seconds at the moment. That probably won't be too long as we set our personal best, and obviously my teammates now coming into the pit lane. So very much just pushing on here as we actually set a purple final sector as well, which I was completely and utterly shocked about. But anyway, we're up to lap 20 now. We're starting to close in a little bit here on Rain, but not really quite close enough here. But obviously it's still early days as Ryan now sets fast up in the race. And so get on the gravel a little bit there, and that's really cost me a run there on Rain there. But yeah, I was probably hoping to get a much better run there, and maybe in the next, well, if I got it done in the next couple of laps, I probably may have been ahead of him and may be able to pull away a little bit. But just sort of playing it cautiously here again, running wide through turn 2, which sort of again didn't help my run out of this corner. So Rain holds on for now, but coming through turn 11, we get a second time penalty of the race.
3.4 seconds.
So we put a little bit of a gap behind to DLG Gamble here, but now we're sort of in the 1 second barrier here for the DRS, which is sort of helping me out. Rain has a little bit of a slide coming into the hairpin there, but trust me, I know what a racer Rain is anyway, because obviously he jumped up from F2 to F1 at the Austrian Grand Prix. He was, I think, comfortably leading the championship in F2, but obviously he decided to make the jump up into F1 because of the no assists, and obviously to get a bit more drivers as well, because we were losing a few drivers.
Seconds separate you. You're gaining by 1/10 a lap. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:15.3. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
So it doesn't bode well for me at the moment, so we're going to have to get this move done on Rain as he covers the inside line here going into the hairpin. So we're going to try go around the outside here like we did to DLG Gamble. We're not really quite close enough there, but you see we're just slowly but surely just this is no pun intended whatsoever, but we're sort of reining him in a little bit here. But going into the Mercedes-Benz grandstand. I thought about doing a little bit of a crisscross there, but no, not really. Sort of blocked it off pretty well, so nice job as always from Rein, but locks the brake going into turn 12, pretty much where Sebastian Vettel crashed in 2018. And now lap 24 we go, running a lot wide there. Had to probably take that extension through there because we just literally have to get past them. We've well and truly gapped Gamble now, and also obviously Laggy's a bit further down the road. So we are sort of battling away here for I think position 8 and 9 in the race. Obviously now again getting DRS and going around the long way again. This Rein's covering the inside line here, but again trying to go around the long way again. It's just a little bit of a touch there, and he sort of hangs on for now, and obviously the run out of the corner wasn't really ideal. So it was a nice job from Rein. I'm sort of really enjoying this one at the moment as we get a little bit of gravel through turn 11 as he has another little bit of a lock brake moment. But yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying this battle with Rein quite a bit as we just get a little bit too wide there. I actually had a bit of an oversteer moment through there, so hence why I had obviously got that corner cut. But yeah, just sort of sizing Rein up here to see what we can do here, because this battle literally lasted for a few more laps yet. So
the gap to the car behind is 3.0 seconds.
Quite a bit of a gap behind, but this time we weren't really quite close enough here to Rein, so just sort of playing the patient game here at the moment. Also, I forgot to mention probably at the start, I did underfuel the car quite a lot as well, because I was probably going to be using lean mix quite a lot around this racetrack. The only bits you use rich mix is probably the straights, whatever straights you can, sort of thing. So other than that, it's pretty much lean mix for most of this race anyway. But lap 26 now, we are gaining more back here on Rein. So now we're sort of back in the DRS range as well. We are setting personal best times again, but now we're closing in again. He covers the inside line here, so I knew he was going to do that. It wasn't going to be too long. I wasn't sure if he was going to come back up the inside, but we get it around the outside. And I think we've finally got it this time. So pretty much nearly similar to what we did with Gamble. We've now got it done. So had plenty of slipstream there on Rein. So now we get up into P8. But I knew it wasn't going to be. It wasn't going to obviously. It was going to continue on for the rest of this race. So obviously he got the proximity arrow. Got a little bit close there, obviously, and he still wasn't going to give up without a fight. Sure, his tyres were probably going to be dying near the end of the race. Like I said, probably 3-4 laps difference between myself and Rein. But anyway, we're just pretty much just trying to pull away here, and I was hoping he'd have more penalties compared to me, because I don't think I actually checked again, and probably till the next straight here as we go through the ghost car of his teammate, Prez BC, who unfortunately couldn't reconnect back to the lobby.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
We get a bit of an update here, and Rein's closing in again on myself.
The gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 14 laps old. The time last
Going
lap
into the
was
hairpin,
1
we've been,
minute,
there's contact between the both of us.
Time penalty of
And thankfully, it sort of
9.0.
pointed me in the right direction, because literally I could just go straight ahead and not lose a position. But yeah, that was really unfortunate for myself and Rein. I think afterwards when we chatted, Rein said he locked up big time and obviously went in too deep, and obviously got the braking markers wrong, and obviously slammed into me, which, I mean, yeah, that was... But totally understand there, and I sort of accepted his apology for that one. So yeah, it happens. One of these, it just happens. You can't do anything about it. But we got another time penalty, so that's third time penalty, I think. But you see in the forward round, it's already happened here. So obviously, I continued on. Obviously, Rein obviously didn't. I think he may have got front wing damage.
Gap to car in front is 17.0 seconds. You're gaining by 1/10 a lap. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 10 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:15.2.
Update behind.
The gap behind us is 1.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 13 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 16.1.
So obviously at the current moment, obviously the 7th position in front to Neon, that was probably going to be a long shot, that one. But battle behind to DLG Gamble, that's really going to hold up here, because obviously I'm literally trying to push on just to try and get the gap. Here's an
Less than a
update.
second separate you. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 16 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:14.9.
Again, I was just getting constant updates right left and centre. It's like if Gamble's got any single penalty, but he has not even got one. So now we're really battling here on the last couple of laps here. So I'm just literally just pushing on as fast as I can here. But that's not really working out because you'll see the proximity arrow of DLG Gamble is closing a little bit here. I think Rain actually set the fast up the race. I think he came back in and obviously he had to change his front wing, obviously, and went onto the soft tyre. So you sort of totally understand it. But you can just see literally I'm just pushing this car as quick as I can to try and get it to the end and hopefully get P8.
Final lap of the race.
We're literally on the way home now, but if I don't build a big enough gap behind to DLG Gamble, then I'm in trouble of losing position 8, and he's more than likely going to get P8. But I was a little bit worried he was actually going to gain on me through here, but you can probably tell the proximity arrow
is 17.4 seconds.
Yeah, proximity arrow disappeared very, very quickly. It's actually Ryan goes on to win the race, but you'll see why here coming through out of turn 2 and 3. It's a big oversteer moment and actually got onto the boonies there, onto the out of the marbles. But so that sort of helped me a little bit. Well, whether it was going to be enough or not is probably all in vain, really. So obviously, like I mentioned, New Zealand Ryan's won the race. We'll see who finished on the podium at the moment. But we come home on track in P8, but I think it's going to be P9 because obviously Gamble, I don't think, got a single penalty. There's my teammate doing his best Tokyo Drift for the German fans, and you'll see he crashes into the pit wall and certainly sends them into raptures, really, around the Hockenheim ring. So, yeah, anyway, there you go. That is the podium for round 11. So it's a Ferrari 1-2, actually, with New Zealand Ryan ahead of his teammate Tim Amatic, and obviously Greek Master on the podium as well. So great job from those guys as always. So I think it's possibly one of the first times this year it possibly a Ferrari 1-2. I could be wrong, but anyway, getting a bit more XP for the ranking up to we're pretty much near 35. But yeah, there you go. So actually in the end, DLG Gamble didn't even have a single penalty, so it was all going to be in vain really. But yeah, Ryan, Ben, and Greek 1, 2, and 3. And then you got Fens in 4th, Master Berserk in 5th. DRC Jared, good comeback for him. P6 probably would have wanted a lot higher. Then you got Neon in 7th, obviously Gamble in 8th, myself in 9th, and obviously my teammate Laggy in 10th. And then obviously Rain in P11, I think it was. And then obviously both DNFs, well, Prez obviously DNF. Well, disconnected, and Quicksilver, obviously, the only DNF. So there's the championship standings, and it's all dead level at the top with Greek Master and New Zealand Ryan all equal on 197 points. I think Greek gets it because he's got more second placings than New Zealand Ryan. And, of course, Jared is in 3rd place. I did say to Jared afterwards, just like, don't give up on the championship yet. You're still in with the Hunts, and he's only 58 points behind. For us, we're currently P13 at the moment. We're sort of gaining a little bit here on Quicksilver, so if we can get in the top 10, that'll be great, as Laggy as well, sort of gaining points. Constructors-wise, it's a 46-point gap now between Williams and Ferrari, so it is closing down a little bit here, but of course, it won't be too much longer for New Zealand Ryan and Ben, obviously, because Ben's obviously going to the UK in future. Mercedes obviously in 3rd, and you got Red Bull sort of closing them down a little bit. Force India, McLaren, Sauber. We now jump ahead of the Toro Rosso boys, both Harry and Brock, obviously, that no longer competing, obviously. So now pretty much in 8th position here. I'm not sure whether Quicksilver will gain any more points, but next target's probably Sauber at least, because it's going to be one heck of a battle, obviously, with both Prez, because he has shown the odd pace as well, and of course Rain will definitely show some pace as well. But yeah, anyway, if you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. You can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more AOR Oceania F1 content on F1 2018, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links will be down in the description, plus the Apex Online Racing YouTube channel, which of course the live streams are happening every Sunday night at 8 p.m. And of course the Apex Online Racing website, which go check it out if you want to go sign up for probably rest of the season or maybe even next season. But till the next one, which will be the Hungarian Grand Prix, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.